Alright everyone, it's time to talk about Tucker Carlson because it's a fucking hilarious story. Now, first and foremost, a little bit of a disclaimer to people. I don't like Tucker Carlson. I don't like Fox News. I don't do... Some people that, like, they get on the right or something, or they're not leftists. They're not part of the PC social justice bullshit crowd. They say, well, Fox News is the only fair cable outlet. And I'm like, no, there's still a multinational corporation, owns Fox News. It takes marching orders from various people who aren't even American. It's not really conservative. They have a bunch of sellouts and opportunists on there, usually, along with increasingly people that are like, what's his name there, the one liberal on the five, I don't know. I don't keep up with these people because I don't really watch TV. So the first thing I would say is cable news is dying anyway. Fox is no exception to that. The fact that they happen to be on top of the heap, well, it's still a heap of bullshit, basically. That being said, even a legacy media pundit, insofar as they haven't done anything wrong situationally, shouldn't get dogpiled. And so when MediaMatters decided to go out and dig up literally like 6 or 7-year-old calls that Carlson had apparently made, like before he was on Fox, I think, before he got big, apparently he used to regularly call into Bubba the Love Sponge, which I think, isn't that tied in with the Stern universe? So it's basically the shock jock sort of thing. And the whole goal of those shows is you talk about edgy shit, you're trying to offend people, you're trying to shock people. Hence the term fucking shock jock. This is back in the early 2010s or something. Now, MediaMatters apparently went through a bunch of their archives and discovered, it's like it was there publicly anyway, but they finally stumbled upon it. Somebody cared enough to bother, which means that this was a concerted effort. It's MediaMatters for America. It's a far-left group, so there's no question about why they would be motivated to do this. They found audio from some of Tucker Carlson's calls into this program, where he's discussing like Warren Jeffs and things like that, and he was talking about Paris Hilton and calling her a whore, and it's like that was normal at the time. Just so everyone knows, you have to keep, when you're talking about stuff that's dated more than a couple of years, you have to think about what was in vogue at the time. That would be like going back 20 years and finding people that were rambling about O.J. Simpson for hours and saying off-the-wall shit and like judging them based on modern moral standards. Now, what Carlson was saying mostly back then, in that shock jock golden era, at least insofar as he was on such a program, would have been considered normal. The fact that he's defending Warren Jeffs, do I think Tucker Carlson actually intends to defend people who marry like 12-year-olds and stuff? No, I don't believe that for a second. And even if he did, by the way, why would I give a fuck? Why exactly would I care? I see things regularly posted, like him saying tongue-in-cheek, okay, Warren Jeffs, I would put this other person in jail, Warren Jeffs would be free because who cares? Basically, he got married to, like, what was it? I think he married a 16-year-old at the time. Which I don't even think in some instances statewide would have even been illegal, which it was kind of creepy because he's an old man. I think he's dead now, I believe. Had to chase him across the country like a fugitive, and it was weird shit. The thing is, if he has opinions like that, in any respect, does that have anything to... does it victimize me, the fact that he's saying weird off-the-wall shit? No. I see worse in Salon on a regular basis. Look, Salon had a self-professed pedophile write an article on Salon defending, oh yeah, well yeah, I have these urges, but I'm just fine. You should let me babysit. I would totally never victimize your kids. And it's like, so this is considered normal, but then MediaMatters, one of these, basically groups, it's tied in with the legacy media, the fake news, has a problem with it all of a sudden with Carlson. And it's a little bit funny. So it's not really, I'm not going to sit there and really defend Carlson, number one, because he doesn't really need it. He's top on Fox. It's going to be an uphill battle getting him removed. Like, they're trying to target his advertisers. Most of them are sticking by him because they're like, look, this is old material. And he reacted properly, which is on Twitter. He came out and he said, I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to go through the flagellant ritual, so to speak, of apologizing and begging forgiveness because, this is from years ago. Who fucking cares? You can watch my show if you want to find out my views. This is sort of how I've taken up the line. You remember when that heavily edited, out-of-context clip from like 6 years ago was dumped onto Twitter by Peter Norway and some of these other social Marxists to try to say that I was a Holocaust revisionist. You'll remember I very carefully did not apologize. There's a reason for that. Because when you apologize to the bullies, especially when you don't need to, because it's old, out of context material. In that case, I had been misled. In Carlson's case, he was on a shock jock program. You shouldn't apologize. You get nothing to apologize for. Most people, their immediate reaction is, oh, well, I mean, I'm sorry about that. That just makes the problem worse. You should never apologize. No, least wise to a crowd of left-wing bullies, because they're not actually angry at you for a legitimate reason. They don't have any personal feelings about it. MediaMatters, the people there aren't angry at Tucker Carlson. They just want to exercise power, because people on the left, I mean the social justice warrior left, they have a unique psychological pathology whereby they are sexually turned on by the concept of exacting power that they cannot exact in the real world. In the real world, these people are workadays or trust fund babies. They're the soy suckers. They're low T. The women are not necessarily 10 out of 10, and so they have a fetish, really, for power. They're rapacious. There's a reason why every time you have one of these male feminists, it turns out that they're sexually assaulting the women around them. If you want to find sexual predators, just go to an Antifa meeting. That's really what I believe. I think psychology will eventually prove me correct on that. I think, ironically enough, I think the Unabomber had similar opinions, which is maybe not a great comparison because, you know, didn't he kill people or try to? I can't remember. What was his casualty account? Did he actually end up killing anybody with his mail bombs? I think he was doing it mainly for just a political statement. But when I look at the shock jock shit from years and years ago, like, who fucking cares? That's like saying, okay, you went on the Howard Stern show 15 years ago and you were talking to Artie Lang about orgies or something. Oh my god, you objectify women. Fucking who cares, dude? Literally, I mean, you can pretend to care for political reasons. Really, what it is, it's not about women's rights or, oh my god, he's defending child predators, which he clearly is, and he's being tongue-in-cheek. No, what it's really about is they don't like Tucker Carlson. That's the long and short of it. When he refuses to back down and apologize, it sort of disarms them. Now they have no choice but to aggressively go after the advertisers. They're like, hey, you know, we make a lot of money on this. Who fucking cares about it? But again, I'm not going to defend the dude too much because it's like, legacy media, Fox is not an ally of the independent media. The fact that a couple of the people on their hand chosen to pretend to be anti-censorship doesn't mean Fox opposes it. Dude, if anything, the alt media being more libertarian and or right-leaning, at least at this time, competes more with Fox than it does with fucking CNN. It just doesn't ramble about how evil they are as often. And so probably they have more of a long-term vested interest in turning around and attacking YouTubers and shit like that. I wonder how many people have bothered to think of that. But no, I don't think that Carlson is actually defending, like, you know, pedophiles or anything like that. He's being tongue-in-cheek on a shock jock program. It's the whole point. That's like saying, well, Stephen King encourages, like, mutilating people and rape and stuff like that because they're in his... No, he's talking about it. He's trying to offend, disgust, and shock the reader because he writes horror. Or you look at, like, the splatterpunk works, like Craig Skip and John Spector, you read The Scream. It's fucking chaos from page 1 to the end of the book. But it's not actually encouraging anyone to dive into a pile of nuclear sewage in order to mutate themselves into a horrible monster. And, I mean, that's the bridge. Sorry, I'm conflating two of their very good stories. You should get them both, by the way. Or worship the devil or some through a synthesizer or something like that. Actual, you know, sort of theme of The Scream. It's a very good book. Yeah, it's meant to be shocking. You should look up the term shock jock. In some cases, literally, it was nothing more than a defensive mechanism against moralistic censorship. But you see the same thing now. What do you think fucking Milo, when he is in a bathtub of blood or gets carried out by 4 topless men on a little chariot thing? Or why do you think he does that? It's meant to shock people out of their complacency and to fight back against, you know, convention, which causes censorship. It's the whole fucking point. Again, a lot of these individuals that do that, I have, you know, relatively little liking for their actual political ideology. Or in some cases their attitude, but they still have the right to speak. I don't care what Tucker Carlson said years ago. When he says something terrible on his program now, then you can jump down his throat. People shouldn't be judged based on past paradigms. That's about all. Peace out.